Hello, everyone. Welcome officially to our Knowledge is Power webinar. This webinar is dedicated to anyone that's in the small business industry that maybe just wants to learn things that they can do to elevate their brand, or maybe learn things that they can avoid doing so that they can increase their business performance. So essentially what I've done is I've decided to ask all business owners that are presenting today, what is one behavior that helped you elevate your business in your industry as far as credibility or your overall business performance? This was a really important question for me because I think that a lot of times we tend to focus on what's not working in business and beat ourselves up, when in reality, the best thing that you can do is keep track of what is working and start implementing those behaviors. So today I'm going to be sharing my specific behavior that I really believe a lot of people need to hear. And then just to say thank you for everyone that decided to attend, I am going to be sharing a bonus behavior, but we'll get into that later after we have our amazing speakers come on and share their behavior that helped them elevate their business. So the first thing that I want to share, the first behavior that I want to share, should I say, is immediate execution when you learn. So the best way to break this down is, a lot of times, let's start here. Knowledge is power. However, it is only power to the people that execute what they've learned. So, as an example, if you know that going live, this is just an example, doesn't mean that it has to be for your business. Every industry is different. But if you know that going live for your business is what is going to get you sales, you know that. You have the knowledge, you have the power to get the sales. But it's only powerful for you if you actually execute what you know you need to do. So I start off with that because a lot of times we get information, and because we are either overwhelmed, maybe a little disorganized because it's a lot being a small business owner, or maybe just not sure where to start, we tend to get the information, have information overload, and then we never actually execute. And there could be many reasons why that happens. One of the reasons is due to something called action paralysis. And that is simply when you've been given too many options and you're stuck. It's like, when you go into a restaurant, let's use an ice cream shop as an example, because there was actually a study done on an ice cream shop. So if you walk into an ice cream shop and someone comes up to you and they say, "Hey, we have 32 flavors for you to choose from," and then you start looking through the flavors, it's going to take you a little while to actually decide on what you want. Now, if you go into another ice cream shop and you have two flavors or three flavors, you're more than likely going to be able to figure out what you want. There was a study done. It was a very popular study, and I can't remember the name, but basically they were stating that it's better for you to give customers less options so that they're able to decide on something, not because they can't handle more options, but because our brain is going to process everything. So it's the same way in business. Like when for example, when people are telling you that you're doing a membership, statistically speaking, it's better for you to have three options for a customer, right? You want to have the first option, the middle option, and then the last option, which is going to usually be your high ticket option or service, right? If you give them 5 to 10 options, they're more than likely going to look through those options and then not go with anything because it's action paralysis. And we forget sometimes that our brains are wired the same way as the customer's brains. And some things in psychology you can't really change when it comes to the brain. That's just how it's wired. So at the end of the day, when you learn new behaviors, we need to organize a place where we're going to place these new behaviors and execute them one by one. So my behavior that I'm sharing with you today that has really helped me in execution and getting things done for my business and gaining sales is that when I learn that something needs to be done to elevate my business, I go to a journal. I write down a list of everything that I want to achieve and I keep it there and I scratch it off one by one. If you're already doing this behavior, great. You have a place that's organized where you go through and you schedule and plan to execute each thing. The next part of this is that we can't go back. So once you learn what you need to execute, no backtracking. For example, if you know that dressing up and looking your best when you go out and representing your brand is what is going to attract people to you and want to learn more about your story, that means every time that you go out, even on those days when you're just really not feeling it, you know what you have to do. So that is the behavior that I'm sharing, just a little bit of inspiration as well for any business owners that might be struggling with that. Consistency is hard, but one thing you can do to make it easier is by scheduling, having a great schedule. So get the information, put it in a notebook, and then mark off one by one as you achieve what you need to achieve for your business, and don't backtrack. All right, so now that I've shared my behavior, I want to go ahead and bring on our next speaker. This is our guest speaker, and her name is Vania. I'm going to have her come on, introduce herself, and then we're going to get right into it. We'll come back around and let everybody know what industries we're in and, you know, what we provide. But right now, we really want to get into the nitty gritty and share with you guys what behavior is going to help you elevate your performance or bring you some credibility within your industry. All right, so Vania, I'm going to go ahead and request for you to unmute your mic.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vania. The one behavior that I can say really helped me to elevate my business and to gain, a reputation with my business is consistently showing up, right? You have to, whether it's on social media, wherever you are posting and marketing your business, just showing up and being consistent. The thing that I feel people are looking at, they're looking to see, okay, they want to see if you're credible, right? So if you're out there consistently posting and consistently sharing about your business, that is something that will help to elevate your business. With me, like I said, it's important. And then also within the post, also post your face, right? Because everybody wants to see. They're getting to know your brand, but they also want to see. They want to see the personal person who is about, who's posting about this business. So, like I said, the behavior that helped me was being consistent and also posting my face so that people could, and posting about myself, right? So that people could get to know me as an individual in my business.
Thank you so much for that, Vanya. I really appreciate it. That's a great behavior. So let me go ahead and move to our next speaker tonight, which is Tiffany. And I will come back and kind of touch on what everyone's saying. I'm taking notes so that I can, just do a quick runaround of everybody's conclusion. So we have Tiffany coming on. Tiffany, can you please share with everyone what is your behavior that helped you elevate your business performance or credibility? I'm just now asking you to mute, so you may see a request.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so the one behavior that helped me tremendously is asking for referrals. In the beginning of my business, I was so nervous about asking for a referral. I had provided a good service. The client expressed that they were pleased with me, and I'm like, great, you're satisfied. Okay, I'm done with that. But the problem is that you are not filling up your pipeline by doing that, and you can end up chasing down new clients because you did not cultivate that relationship. That you had a client, now ask that client, because guess what? People know people. So asking for the referral was the one behavior that really took my business to the next level. Now I can be asleep literally and wake up to 10, 12, 15 tags on social media simply because I had the courage to ask for the referral. So after giving a great service, don't forget to fill your pipeline by asking good clients for more good clients.
I love that. Great, great. And I love the way that you ended that, Tiffany, asking great clients or asking good clients for more good clients, basically. Not cloning, right? Because everybody's different, but we're duplicating. You see amazing people and you continue. So I'm definitely going to come back and touch on that because I really love that. Thank you so much. So the next business owner that we're bringing on is going to be Lacey. So Lacey, if you could just come on and share what is one behavior that helped you elevate your performance or your credibility in your business.
Peace and a multitude of blessings. My name is Queen Mother Mrs. Lacey Taylor, the Melanated Millennial Homemaker. And the thing that has helped me to boost my credibility and my performance is mindfulness. So you might be saying, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness, in my definition, is the art of knowing who you are and who you serve. If you don't know who you are and who you serve, there's no way possible you can know what to do in order to gain those clients and in order to keep revenue coming in. Mindfulness is your guide when it comes to being a business owner. Mindfulness helps you to say, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling a live stream today, so let me go ahead and, send out these posts, continuous posts. And sometimes for me, that has taken the place of a live stream. I haven't been going live for 9 months, but here I am consistently growing my engagement and consistently growing my reach because I'm mindful of how I'm feeling, and I'm mindful of when it comes to knowing what I do and who I serve.
Okay, I love it. So that's a really great take on, just another level of self-awareness. So I really do appreciate that, Lacey. Thank you so much. All right. So now that we've gone through these tips, I'm going to go ahead and break it down with my bonus. So this specific behavior, I actually went back and forth in my head, to be honest, about which behaviors I wanted to share because there are so many that can truly help your business. But there's not enough time in the world for me to go through all of them. So with that being said, I have a bonus behavior for you. And I'm kind of having a hard time deciding between the last two, so I'm just going to give you both. The first behavior that I'm going to share with you is called forecasting. So for those of you that know what forecasting is, feel free to drop a heart emoji in the comments to give me an idea. I'm still going to talk about it and speak on how forecasting has helped my business. So when I first started in retail, it was definitely an interesting journey. But one of the things that helped me with creating more realistic goals for my business and seeing growth consistently and seeing my clients spending more money was forecasting. So it's kind of related to mindfulness, like Lacey was just discussing earlier, understanding who it is that you serve, but also understanding, I just saw your comment or a double bonus. So yeah, we're doing double bonus tonight, y'all. So understanding who it is that you're serving, but then it's also about understanding the reality of what's around you. So a lot of times when you have a business, you become a little unrealistic with your goals because you see other things and it's so easy to have that shiny penny syndrome where you're like, oh, I need to do that. I got to do that. Oh, she's doing that. Let me do that too. And it doesn't always make sense for what you're trying to accomplish. So when you look back at your goals, you have to have goals that are realistic, smart goals. Realistic, you have a time frame for those goals, but they're also based off of actual behaviors and results. So if I ask you, how many sales are you going to make next month? And you tell me, I'm going to make 100. And then I say, okay, I see you. So how many sales did you make last month, last year? I made 1. We need to talk. So it's not that you can't make 100, right? It's not that you can't get there. It's just that how are you going to get to 100? What did you do last year to get 1 sale? Because whatever it is you did last year to get that 1 sale, you have to do that 100 times. Matter of fact, you're not going to do that 100 times. You have to do that 500 times because conversion is 20%. So if you get 500 customers or 500 shoppers, about 100 of those shoppers are actually going to be shopping with you, right? When we're talking about leads, when we're talking about converting, that's just the average conversion rate for a lot of things, 20 to about 33%. So at the end of the day, if you don't have forecasting, it's kind of hard to tell it's basically another way of keeping track of your behaviors. So I'll give you another example. During the holidays, there was one year when I was in a high volume store. They were doing about 3.5 million a year, very high volume store, and there was a lot of pressure. So I started looking back and I was like, okay, we're nowhere near where we were last year. And it's a little frustrating because I felt like, okay, our performance is not right. We got to find some more new hires. Like, what's going on? You know, as a store manager, the pressure is on you. If you have retail experience, then you know what I'm talking about. So I went back and I looked at the forecasting calendar. And I didn't do this before I opened my mouth about what all I needed to change and what I needed to do. So when I came to my meeting with my district manager and I was ready to tell her all the things that I wasn't doing correctly, she pulled out the forecasting calendar and she's like, okay, so pay attention to what happened last year. Last year, we had a huge gift with purchase promo. That's what brought in most of the traffic. So this year, we're having a gift with purchase promo, but it's not during this holiday season, it's after. So that means that I'm going to have less people making purchases because last year I had a promo that brought in 30 to 40% of the customers. So you have to pay attention to those kind of things. Another thing that you want to think about when it comes to forecasting, holidays. If you're a business that runs promos on holidays or you do anything regarding holidays, have you already started prepping? Do you know what your sales are? What were your sales and promos last year? If you did buy one, get one free last year and you got tons of customers, guess what we need to be doing this year? If you knew that last year you had COVID going on and a lot of people couldn't be outdoors, now COVID, yes, it's still going on, but were people in the same mindset as they were when it first started? No. So that means that you should expect an increase in traffic. You should expect an increase of people trying to spend money. We know last year people had that PPP loan, right? So people were going and they were spending some PPP money. Now, whether or not it was for business, we don't know, but we do know that people had some loans. So keep that in mind. This year, when tax season comes around and you're paying attention to the fact that, okay, loans are a little harder to get, or maybe they say we're going to do the PPP loan again. Guess what you need to be looking at? What did you do last year for promos and sales? And what were people interested in? And what are they going to be purchasing? What is your customer like? Things like that are really important. So if I had to sum forecasting down into a very simple way of putting it, I would say get you a calendar. And every time that you do something for your business, document it for the entire month. I'm waking up this morning and I'm doing social media management for 5 hours. I have a client consultation just to see if she's interested in purchasing. I decided that I want to sit down and partner and have a graphic designer create a promo for me. You should be documenting all of these. When the next year comes around, you pull out your notes from last year. So when you're looking at your sales, you have an idea of what helped you with gaining those sales or what hurt you. So you can try to do better for the next year. So forecasting, if you're not keeping track of your performance, how do you know that you're growing? Truly. So that's the behavior that I'm going to share. And then the last behavior that I'm sharing for this double bonus, as Aura put it, is going to be something that is so, so, so underrated. I can't stress it enough. It almost drives me insane because I will get so many people, so many people that will come to me and be like, okay, KeTohn, I'm really struggling right now and I need some sales and nothing's happening for me and nobody's looking on that website and traffic is not trafficking the way it used to be. And I say the same thing every time. Email capture, gathering emails. You don't even have to leave your home to get emails. Once you get emails, people are in, they're locked in. Think about it. When social media went down, where are you able to contact your customers? Phone, address, email. Email is one of the, I don't want to even say, let me say email is one of the classic ways, the most classic ways to keep connection with people. And so people forget that email capture, it's like so secure. How many times have you had someone say, oh, all emails are down, you can't access anything? That hasn't happened to me in my life. How many times have you seen Facebook or Instagram say, I'm sorry, Facebook, Instagram, I really do love y'all. But how many times have you seen something happen where it was like, Facebook is shut down for the day? You know, I had people calling my phones. People were blowing up my line. I got text messages. They were freaking out. Oh my God, I can't contact anybody. Oh my God, I had an event tomorrow. Oh my God, when are they popping back up? It's a scary feeling because all of the people who were going to be potential leads for you, if you had 1,000 followers and your social media gets shut down, you get shadow banned, you get hacked, whatever it is, you just lost 1,000 potential leads. Now, if you convert those 1,000 followers, which you may not do it, right? All of them, but you will get a percentage of them. So if you convert as many of them as you can to get an email capture with you, when social media goes down, guess where you're able to communicate with them for your promos and your sales. So with email capture, You don't have to be someone who's super outgoing and knows everything about how to approach people, because at the end of the day, you're providing a service. They want the service or the value that you're providing, so they're going to subscribe naturally if they want it. If you're in the industry where you're talking about beauty, okay, subscribe to my email newsletter where I give you beauty tips and insight on some of our best products. I'm subscribing. Duh. If I love beauty, that's like a no-brainer. So email capture is one of the easiest ways that you can promote your services and your value to other people. And during the holidays, I'm gonna drop a third one in here for y'all. You don't have to leave your home to promote it. We have what going on? What's coming up, guys? The next holiday. Halloween, Halloween. So whether you celebrate it or not, I'm still about to give you this information because I don't really celebrate it, but I celebrate it for my business. So let me tell you what I do. When customers are walking by, potential customers, aka neighbors, they're coming with their kids and they have their kids picking up candy from each door. So if I'm not doing a free item that I'm giving away that's affordable, then I'm doing candy. And on those candy bags, I have a QR code for the parents because I know that kids are usually being taken by their parents if they're young. So you give the kids the candy and you have a little QR code that says thanks parents, or we love you moms, and a special promo that takes them straight to your website where they subscribe to your email and get a special coupon on Mother's Day or whatever it may be, however you want to incorporate that into your business. But I've done that for the past 2 years and maybe longer, and I hadn't had to leave my home to get people to come to my website and subscribe to me. So email capture, it will go a long way in getting you sales. Now, just like everything else, don't expect your eyes to blink and then the sales are just going to pop up in your face. It's not how it works. So don't be beating yourself up when you're not seeing immediately. But remember, there's something that you have to do, which is back to what Vania mentioned earlier, which is that consistency and showing up. People consistently seeing your emails, they're going to want to click on it. So when they click on it, they start learning about you. They're going to want to learn more and then maybe go to your website. When they see the value you provide, they're like, okay, I trust her. They're going to want to make that purchase. I've had customers who started off spending maybe like $5, $10, end up spending over $1,000 just from email newsletters. I've had clients who I didn't even know were having an intention of purchasing something. I saw that they were clicking on emails and they saw an email and that made them go shop on the website. So email capture can go a very long way. There's a few things I need you to keep in mind with this. Number one, you can send as many emails as you want. Fashion Nova sends emails. Shine, look, let me be nice. They send emails as much as they want. So at the end of the day, you can send as many emails as you want when you have the right target audience. If you know that your audience loves beauty, you could send 4 emails a month talking about beauty. But the most important thing is that you want to be consistent. You want to provide value for your audience. It's not always about promotion or sales. There has to be a mixture of value, uplifting, positivity, something that pulls them in and makes them say, let me click on this. So that's my insight that I'm giving. The behavior is to go ahead and start collecting emails from your customer and sending out emails about your business. Now that I've shared that behavior, I'm just going to do a quick recap of all the things that all of the speakers shared tonight. So the first one coming from Vania was consistency and showing up for your business. So making sure that whatever it is that you decide to do, staying and being consistent in it, putting your face out there, talking about your business, stepping outside of your comfort zone, letting people know, hey, I'm here and this is what I do, because they will remember you when they're ready to spend money. The next one we have coming from Tiffany is asking for referrals. When you have a great client and they're really happy with your service and they love what you do, ask them for some referrals. You already know, most likely, they're going to be around people who have similar beliefs or likes or views or interest. So go ahead and get those people to come check you out too. And then coming from Lacey, we have mindfulness, knowing who you are and who you serve. And this plays a huge part because at the end of the day, how are you going to sell your products if you're not providing a solution, right? And how are you going to provide a solution if you don't know who you're thinking about giving it to? So I love the fact that you mentioned that, Lacey. And then we have the last behaviors, email capture. So talking about collecting emails from your customers. I hope that everyone was able to take something from that. And before we move into the free consultation link I'm going to share, I do want to go ahead and let every business owner that spoke today share your industry, and then share a little bit of information about yourself. And if you have any promo or anything like that you want to share, go ahead. I'll start with Vania. Vania, if you could just come on and let everybody know a little bit about you.
Hi, everyone, again. My name is Vania, and I am the owner of Vania's Travel Squad. The reason I started Vania's Travel Squad is basically I wanted to create a community where people can learn about travel and also travel together, right? I love just promoting travel, and my thing is we work hard all the time, right? And we deserve to go away at least once a year. My motto is that travel is like the ultimate self-care. I design personalized vacations for my clients. You can contact me, and I will sit with you and we'll talk about your travel needs, what it is that you need for your trip, and then I'll design a vacation specifically for you and your family or friends.
Thank you so much, Vanya. Did you have any service that you wanted to highlight for everyone that you're, providing right now specifically?
One, yeah, one service that actually developed because of the pandemic was surprise vacation reveals. My clients, they get in contact with me and they want to surprise a family member with a vacation. And we design the vacation, and then I also design a way for them to reveal the surprise vacation to their family member, friends, or whoever it is that they want to travel with. That's like one of my big things. I helping people, surprise people. So that is one of my big things right now.
Okay, love it. And we do have some holidays coming up for anyone that needs a surprise
Yep.
vacation.
Yeah.
Christmas, what is it? Next year we have Valentine's
And then
Day,
we
New
have, yeah,
Year's.
and we have
Yeah.
February break for, parents wanting to take their kids away. We got February break and spring recess. And one thing also that I always advise my clients is to book as far out as possible, because that's when you get the best deals. And that's something that I also always let my clients know.
Okay, love it. Thank you so much, Vanya. I appreciate it. All
Thank
right,
you.
you're very welcome. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring on Tiffany. Tiffany, I'm asking you to unmute. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I muted you again. We're asking you to unmute. So I'm going to bring you on and let you introduce yourself so that you can tell everybody what you're about.
All right. Okay, so I'm Tiffany Watson. I am known on social media as the celebrity accountant, guys. So I am an accountant here in the Tampa, Florida area. I serve primarily business owners, although I do also take care of personal individuals. My primary target is business owners. Um, I am gearing up towards tax season. So one thing that KeTohn mentioned earlier is if you're not keeping track of your performance, how do you really know that you're growing? And so that's the model that and the concept that my business is built on, making sure that you're tracking your numbers so that you truly understand how the financial piece of your business is growing. Without having a good idea of your numbers and your bottom line, all these other things are beautiful and sweet, but if you don't really understand your numbers, you are setting yourself up for disservice. So for example, tonight we talked about email marketing. Well, you know what? If you don't know and understand how your numbers are working, then you may be spinning your wheels by sending an email and marketing to the wrong audience, right? If they're not purchasing, how do you know that? How do you capture that? And you capture that through bookkeeping. You capture that through sitting down and having advisory meetings with an accountant so that you truly take a look at how much income is coming into your business. What are your overall expenses, and where does that leave you? Are you in the black or are you in the red? Okay, so those are things that I do within my business. Outside of accounting, I also offer what's called fractional CFO services, and that's where I take on your business kind of as my baby, and I help you kind of map out and design and plan for doing some of that forecasting that KeTohn talked about earlier, forecasting and showing you where you are today versus where you could be or where you would like to be, and the steps to take you there. So as of right now, again, I said I'm gearing up towards tax season. One of the ways that I get started with clients is through a discovery call. You can do that on my website. I think we'll probably share that, KeTohn, on the live, but on my website, you schedule a discovery call. It's a 15-minute call where we kind of just decide if we are a good fit for one another. Because as with taxes, it's very personalized. And so you may have a issue or something that maybe I'm not skilled in. And if I'm not, I'm going to find you somebody who is. All right. And so I just want to shout out my tax mom who is on this webinar tonight, Miss Deidre, is my tax mama, as I like to call her, who pours into me 38 years in this industry. So I am backed by all of that goodness. So that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. And I do think you make some very valid points about, having the information to be able to compare. If we're not able to compare where we really are, we don't know that actual profit that we're making. Sometimes it looks great and it feels great, like you get those sales. But then at the end of the year, when you're like, okay, I got a lot of sales, something's not adding up. And then you go back and you look at all the subscriptions and all of the purchases and all of the things that came out of your account that you weren't paying attention to. And all of the taxes. Let's not even get into the taxes, depending on if you're LLC or not. So these are things that, people really do have to sit down and talk with someone who is qualified, someone who is passionate. And like you said, someone who knows that it's a personalized experience. Like you need the person that's right for you. So thank you, Tiffany. All right, so the next person that we are bringing on now is Lacey. So I'm going to go ahead and ask to unmute you.
Peace once again. My name is Queen Mother, Mrs. Lacey Taylor, the Melanated Millennial Homemaker. I am the principal of the Melanated Homemaker brand, where we encompass education, community, and bread baking. I bridge homemaking and psychology to create a holistic approach to domesticity. I teach people how to adult with ease. Adulting is not hard when you have a plan, and especially when you know psychology. One thing that is big with me, like I stated, is mindfulness. And one thing that has helped me and my clients with mindfulness is bread baking. Because with bread baking, you have to focus on the one thing at hand, which is creating some delicious bread for you to eat. And if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you're going to have something as hard as a rock. And bread baking and mindfulness, they go hand in hand. And as well as with homemaking in general, and or domesticity, because some people, they don't agree with the term homemaking. So we'll say domesticity. And one thing that I'm offering is Baking Bread with Lacey. This is our third year baking bread. And this year we are taking a trip through Europe and Africa, learning different bread dishes from those two regions. And also, if you're looking for any motivation to, keep on keeping on with this adult thing, I invite you to follow me on Facebook. That's my home. And I'll make sure I drop that link tree.
Okay, thank you so much. And you said bread baking and you had me. What state are you based out of? Oh, let me unmute. Bring her back, bring her back.
I'm based out of Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. I ship, and I also host live bread baking classes.
Okay. I don't want you to think I didn't hear everything else that you just said, because you mentioned some very heavy and important things, but you're speaking to one foodie. So I had to make sure that I got that down. So you're in Georgia. I am based out of Texas, but just in case I'm ever in that area, I'll know. And then you said you do ship. So that's another option. And I love your take, like, on the analogy of food, putting that with the fact that if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not being mindful, that you might have a situation that you didn't expect. So
Especially because, people say life be lifing, but when you're mindful, life doesn't life as hard. Okay.
Yeah, true. Very true. You got to be self-aware. That's a really big thing. I'm glad that we were able to learn about that with you. And now that everyone has introduced themselves, all of the speakers, I am going to just share a little bit of information about myself and then drop a link in the comments for anyone that may want a free business resource or business service consultation. And I'll explain what that is later. But for everyone who doesn't already know me, my name is KeTohn. I'm the CEO and founder of BossBabeBlog.com. So BossBabeBlog.com is a small business directory and it's dedicated to promoting small businesses in the US. So one thing that I've always been passionate about is group economics, preserving culture, and creating a community. And those things, naturally, I just always gravitated towards them. And I was always promoting small businesses. I live, breathe, eat, sleep small businesses. So that's something that truly I had to find a way to incorporate it into my brand. So what we do is we advertise businesses on the directory, and I have multiple platforms. Some of them are through podcast, some of them is through a newsletter, some of them will be through my YouTube show. It just depends on the level of promotion that you're wanting. But because I know that I'm a newer business directory and I have so many other directories that have been around for a long time, I made sure that I focused on credibility. So we have a blog, a podcast, a YouTube show. We do multiple webinars, we do events, and actually for the year 2024, we're going to be doing a lot more physical in-person events. So we have networking events coming up, we have virtual events, and tonight I'm going to be sharing some resources for anyone that wants to join them. Some of the networking events will be free, some of them will be paid. But I will tell you one thing, from all of them, you'll receive really amazing connections and you'll have an opportunity to promote your business and your services. We will broadcast the networking room and then we turn off the broadcasting and we have a more personalized conversation and personalized networking. Because I think that there's like a little bit of a nervousness for some people when, you're being recorded, you're trying really hard to make sure you're getting all the points across. So there's two sides of it. But if there's anyone out there who is a small business owner that is based out of the US and you're wanting to have your business promoted, you can head over to bossbabeblog.com and you can select the membership that works best for you. The things to keep in mind, if you are a business to consumer brand, meaning that you provide business to consumer products like apparel, accessories, travel. There's so many different names. I mean, I just got a food brand in there. We were just talking with Lacey where she's talking about how she bakes breads. We just got our first food brand directory. So if you are a small business owner and you want to be listed, you can be listed at the price of $30 for 1 year. At the moment, that is the price. So it is $2.50 per month. That's the basic price and the first original membership. Now, if you want more and you want to be on a podcast and you want to be on a blog, there's other options. So I won't go too deep into those because I can talk to each person one-on-one if that's what they're wanting. If you are a business to business brand, meaning that you're providing business to business services, such as marketing, such as graphic design, website design, I mean, it's the same thing, but you know what I mean. So any services where you're servicing other businesses, the fee is going to be different. I do have a contract with two small business to business brands. So the first one is Tanvine, and the second one is actually Lacole. She is an author and she provides author coaching services. And Tanvine provides business to business services such as graphic design, social media marketing, advertising, scheduling, and things like that. So for business to business brands, because I'm only promoting the businesses that I'm contracted with, the fee's different. It will be $102.50 per month, which will come to $1,230 altogether for 1 year. Being that you're a business to business brand, you're going to have a few other benefits that business to consumer brands won't have, which means that you'll have access to promoting and exposing your business in all of my business selling and shopping communities. So if anyone thinks they might want to be part of that and learn more, you can head over to my website, bossbabeblog.com. Yay! I can't wait to have you, Lacey. So now that I've talked about those services, I'm going to give you guys a service consultation. It's 20 minutes long. It's free. And all I want you to do is tell me all of the problems, all of the stresses that may be going on within your business or any obstacles that you're trying to overcome. Give me a list, and then you're going to tell me what your budget is. Based off your budget, I'm going to come back with resources or services or both. If your budget is $0, that's okay. You can still book the consultation because I can still provide you some resources. So let me drop that link. And then I do want to just quickly shout out the small businesses that I'm wearing that are listed in our directory. As I said, I'm very passionate about them. So you'll find that a lot of times that's all I'm wearing and promoting. So my bracelets are coming from Dripped Styles. Dripped Styles provides scarves, bracelets, sunglasses, and so much more. They're so pretty. They have a charm on them. And she got it in this pink color that I know she knows I love. My scarf is actually coming from Dripped Styles as well. Love the brand. You can find them on our directory. My earrings and necklace are coming from Another Boutique. That is one brand of mine, a fashion brand. And my eyeshadow is coming from Peachy Beauty Collection. So it's just a black eyeshadow today, but normally I have bright colors, but they have diversity. They have different options. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. I love what I do. And I think that when you love what you do, people can feel that. So, you know. But let me go ahead. She's like, I feel it. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to drop that link. And I want everyone to let me know what you're looking for right now in your business. This is our opportunity to just network with each other and see where we could provide value to each other. So I will drop my link and we'll start. Is anybody looking for brand ambassadors? Is anybody looking for business partners? I'm going to go ahead and unmute and or let me know in the comments if you want to speak or say anything about what you're looking for. That way I can know, and I'll just unmute the people that are wanting to talk about it. And while I'm doing that, let me go ahead and grab this link. Okay. So the business service consultation, it will be 20 minutes long. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes. If you're the type of person like you like to get in and get out and you know what you're wanting, or you know what it is you want to share with me, then you can just do that. But by signing up for this consultation, you're able to, okay, I'll bring you on. So signing up for the consultation, you can put in the notes what it is you want to talk about. You could tell me what you're looking for, and then you could tell me your budget, and then we could go from there. So here's the link for anyone that wants it. And then I'm going to bring you on, Vania. Wait, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Thank you, Or. I really appreciate it. I know all the speakers had some really great tips. Let's see. Transgender random messengers. Okay, good to know. I'm keeping that in mind, Deidre. And Vanya, I'm bringing you on right now. Or good to know how to build an email list. Okay, great question. Vanya, I'm going to bring you on to talk about your opportunities or any services. And then I'm going to look in these comments real quick.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Again, Vania. I'm always looking for brand ambassadors.